Hey y'all. But yeah, I obviously am not going to be showing my face as usual. I really got a headache, to be honest. I don't think I've been sleeping enough. I really got to work on that. But hope you guys are doing well. I will be starting up back posting in August over here. So stay tuned for that. Oh, I feel like I got heartburn. I just took an antacid. And hopefully that will help me. But yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. I have where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just trying to post this into the Discord really quickly. So if people see it, they could come in. But anyways, hope you guys are doing well. I don't know, bro. My chest is hurting me, and I feel like I ate too quickly. And I hate that I did that. Truly. I hate that I did that. But yeah. Let me switch this. What is this? What is this? Let's do. I forget the way they set stuff up in here when it comes to scheduling posts on YouTube or whatever. But yeah, I hope you guys are doing much better than I am. I swear, I don't know what it is, but the older you get, the more stuff just be hurting you. Like, stuff really just be hurting me for no freaking reason. Like, there is no reason that I just ate. And mind you, I made some chicken and then I made potatoes, broccoli. And for some reason, I feel like I got heartburn. And I'm just like, why is that? Why is that? I didn't fry it or nothing. It's just, oh, we do not feel well. And I hate that for me because why is stuff like this? Like, I really do not understand what it is about getting to your 30s and then you start not necessarily falling apart, but it's just the way your body does not feel the same way as when you were in your 20s. Obviously, you know what I'm saying. That makes sense. But however, at the same time, it's like if I'm not doing nothing extreme, it would have been different if I would be eating crazy or eating mad wild or something like that, but I don't be eating crazy or wild. So what is the problem? Like, what is going on? Hello, 3LC Mooney. How are you? Hey, can you tell me how you started going live? Yes, I can, Agent Waffles. Actually, waffles sounds delightful. But anyways, I started going live like I think April last year. I tried going live for the first time, and I think I went live for like 25 or 30 minutes. Horrible, horrible experience because I was talking to myself, and then I saw that someone was in my live, so I got excited, only for me to find out it was me watching myself on my tablet. So I was actually the only person in my live. It was very, very quite tragic. Anyways, so, and I'm so happy she ain't here. The Rose Rundown. I ended up meeting her, I want to say prior to me going live. It was either prior or like a little bit after I went live. And I was watching her and participating in her lives. And, she was being very encouraging about going live. And she was sharing her experience and giving me tips. So eventually I got up the courage to go live again. But this time vertical. And when I tell you, it, shout out to the Rose Rundown. Make sure y'all check her out. She creates pop culture content. She does reviews of movies, TV shows. She also shares her, I want to say it's more like she'll share her reactions on different shows, like especially some reality TV shows. So make sure y'all check her out. But yeah, like she gave me some tips on going live, like using hashtags. And yeah, like I took her advice and I started going vertical live. And when I tell you, game changer. Like ever since I started going vertical live, I feel like I get way more people in here. And yeah. Hey girl, how are you? I'm telling all my friends about you. Thank you. Appreciate you, Agent Waffles. But yeah. And now I've been going live somewhat consistently for a year. I go live once a week. I was going 2 times a week live, but I realized that's too much. I don't know how people, stream for a living because I could not imagine doing live stream every single day because I'm not going to lie to y'all. First off, how am I going to keep y'all entertained for 3+ hours? You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. I can talk my ass off, I can talk a lot. However, and it's like I can do different activities and stuff, but at the same time, because keep in mind, I am an introvert, I will become mad drained after a while of talking to myself, as well as engaging and making sure I don't say anything out of pocket so I don't get canceled. Because that's the thing too. I feel like people don't understand the capacity of awareness you have to go and do live streams sometimes because you will be talking and if you a person who casually like jokes or like you just be saying stuff but you don't mean anything like negative behind it. A lot of times people will take stuff out of context and they'll be like, "Oh, you're this, you're that." And it's like, "What?" I literally just am on here talking like I'm talking to my friends. We having a chill vibe, we hanging out. And it's the fact that when you live stream, you really got to like have some type of self-awareness of what you're saying and even the topics that people are talking about in the freaking chat because somebody could say the wrong thing or offend somebody or something like that, and it's like, bro, listen, I don't want no parts. I ain't trying to get canceled. We was just literally having a casual conversation. Good, it's hot. It is hot. I'm so over this. Again, I know y'all like summer, but I'm tired. I'm tired, sticky, icky. Ugh. Hey, Ariana girl, how are you? Hey, Cajun, how are you? But yeah, I just feel like it's a lot that goes in. And you know what? Let's talk about something because so a lot of y'all that's in my chat are actual YouTubers. And I think almost all of us have streamed. Yeah, I think everybody has like did a live stream at least once or twice. I'm ready for fall. Girl, I feel that. I'm ready for fall as well, even though we literally it's been 4 weeks of summer at this point. like summer not over till September 20 something. I'm over it already. I'm in between. Yeah, see, y'all love the summer. I just can't get with it. But so okay, I wanted to talk about something with y'all because Oh, let me share this real quick. Um, okay. So, I've been watching Girl, You a Baddie. Thank you, Tracy, girl. Thank you. Or if you're a guy, thank you so much, son. But anyways, so I watch a lot of commentary channels, right? And a variety of people were sharing their takes on what was happening within Streamer University. Not you retracting it. Okay, let's see how it is. But so people were talking about like, and I made a mukbang where I go into a bit more detail about like what I guess I was talking about, and I posted like in August or whatever. That's what I was about to say. Girl, like, why you take your comment back? Like, did you not mean it? But, anyways, so, oh, I'm loving this topic already with this streamer university thing because I have thoughts too. Girl, listen, let's talk about it. Um, See, y'all probably just gonna end up watching a repeat of what I end up saying in that mukbang. But anyway, so I watched, I think, a good 15 different videos about Streamer University because it was a couple of people. Well, it's been a lot of people covering this topic. However, the way some people have been covering it is completely different. So, for example, over 1 million people applied to be a part of Streamer University. And it always blows me first off, it always blows me when people apply to, yes, share your thoughts, Ariana girl. But it always blows me when people try to sign up for stuff and they have not been streaming for a long time. That's my first point. Because there were a lot of people who signed up for Streamer University and they were not streamers. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, there is some information that is learned in like some of the classes at Streamer University that could be applied for content creation, but the purpose of it was for people to be live streamers. And some people, I feel like that were accepted shouldn't have been in there. Like, I still think it's weird that Sky Jackson was in there. Cause I'm like, I didn't even know she was a streamer, but I'm also like, I feel like certain people who are already well-known popular should not have been in there because to me, my thought process was I was thinking if somebody is going to Streamer University, it's more so to shed light on the smaller streamers, people that people don't know. But I saw that Queen Naja had got in, and I'm like, girl, you already popular, and you from here, like. I was really in confusion because I think she streams now, and no hate towards her because I mess with her. She from Michigan, but at the same time, I was kind of confused because I'm like, to me, she's like an OG YouTuber. So I was kind of confused as to why she was in there because I know she a musician, she an artist, she's a YouTuber. She does stream. She already has all this buzz around her. So I'm like, in my opinion, she's well known. It wouldn't make sense for her to be there because, in my personal opinion, I think it should be for smaller creators or people that are not well known. I think some of them probably just wanted to get their name out there. Yeah, for sure, for sure. She used to stream like Sims or do Sims Real. I didn't know that. I did not know that she did that. I agree. No celebrity. Same thing goes for Queen. She a bigger YouTuber and a singer. I'm like, no, exactly. Her and her man. Not both of them in there. She do Twitch. She just started. See, that's the other thing. I don't like that some people just started. I could see if he was like, okay. And that's the other issue that I had with Streamer University, which I talk about in my video, was the fact that I feel like he needed more rules. Like, you needed to be streaming for like 2 years, or you needed to be consistently streaming every single week, or like, I feel like there should have been more concrete rules for people who are actually streamers who actually deserve the opportunity to be a part of that. You know what I mean? Then they had T-Pain and Lizzo as teachers. Like, what the? So I'm okay with T-Pain because T-Pain has been streaming for a long period of time, and him being a teacher makes sense to me. I will say I think that people who are in Streamer University, I don't know how he pulled their names, but I think that teachers should have been separate versus the actual students. That's what I think, because I'm like, if you're a teacher, you shouldn't have been in a pool. That could have been a spot for somebody else. But if you were a streamer and you're there to learn, that's different. You know what I mean? Yeah, what Lizzo gonna teach besides shaking her bum? Lizzo was teaching self-love or something like that. So I can understand Lizzo teaching that. Actually, I could understand a variety of celebrities teaching that specifically because when it comes to being on social media, I personally think that a lot of people should not be content creators because a lot of people do not know how to handle people who are antagonistic against them. And it's like if you were to grow to a certain level on social media, how will you be able to handle that if you cannot handle stuff that happens when you are still small? So I think it's okay for her to teach a self-love class if she targets that specific area where it's like you need to be able to look at yourself and look in the mirror like I'm pretty, I'm attractive, I love these things about myself, even if I have trolls in my comments. You know what I mean? So I could understand if that's the way she was teaching her class, but if she's just talking about self-love and not connecting it with social media, then it's like, why are you there? You know what I mean? Okay, I got you. It was my best. So you can tell I didn't watch it. I half watch it. I didn't watch well, I saw clips and then I was watching like commentators, like people who had commentary on certain situations. But to me, within all this, I really do feel like he should have had more guidelines about who should be allowed in there. I think celebrities or anybody over a certain amount of like followers shouldn't have been allowed. So, for example, there was this one girl that people were talking about. She had like 1 million followers on TikTok or something like that. And the entirety of her being there, she was basically talking about how the more popular streamers are only hanging out with the popular streamers. They're not talking to the smaller streamers. It seems very cliquish. And the guy I was watching, he was basically saying that, you know, the purpose of Streamer University is not only to learn what you can learn from, you know, the teachers that they have that are doing it, but it's also to network. Your purpose there is to network. And in my personal opinion, I feel like if you are not extroverted and you cannot force yourself to be extroverted in that space, you probably shouldn't be going to Streamer University, in my personal opinion, because to me, it basically seemed like just a week of you trying to collab with other people. That's what I got from it. And that's what I got from it last year. It's like everybody is streaming the experience of being there. And the purpose is for you to network, to find other people that's in your niche or other people who are streamers to socialize with and potentially build upon their streaming platforms because everybody is streaming at the same time. And you know, if you're a person who keeps to yourself, it's like it's going to be very hard for you to actually gain anything from this experience if you're not putting yourself out there, if you're not trying to socialize and like connect with other people who are there. And anyways, this girl, she was saying how people are cliquish and stuff. However, the guy whose video I was watching, I can't remember what his name is, he was explaining like basically she was complaining about how they weren't trying to the more popular YouTubers weren't trying to like talk to the smaller YouTubers. However, the guy was explaining like there are smaller YouTubers, I mean smaller streamers who were actually putting themselves out there, coming up to the more popular YouTubers, and the more popular YouTubers were actually putting them on. They were giving them a chance. They were connecting with them. And I think to me it just seemed like the girl wanted to complain because it's like, girl, you have a big platform as it is. How come you not putting those people on? You complain about what all these other black creators are doing. How about you put them on yourself since you got all the millions of followers? And that's what I was thinking of. I was like, you basically putting the blame on these other creators that are well known and popular here because a lot of them are black. And it's like you try to make it seem like, oh, they not doing this, they not doing that. It's like you have a whole platform yourself. Why aren't you putting these little people on the way you talking about how they not? And then it was also the fact that she was trying to come into the smaller YouTubers, some of them, she's like, yeah, I'm a small YouTuber. And they looking at her like, girl, you got 1 million followers. What are you talking about? She's like, I'm still small. And it's like, girl, no. like, girl, please. Facts. I'm not watching, but I have seen videos talking about it. Yeah, same. Same. I've seen videos because there's no way I'm about to watch that, to be honest. Yeah, that's kind of messed up. You know, again, I just think the purpose of it is supposed to be to learn and then apply what you learn and then to network. It's not, it's not set up to be like, oh, these groups of people, you're gonna be on these things, you're gonna be on these things. And then it's also to just gain more popularity because of course Kai Cenat shouts you out, so that could potentially give you a push. But it's like you already have to have the content out there and already have a concept of how you're gonna bring people in basically when it comes to streaming. I don't think I would do it. Personally, I wouldn't do it. But it's mainly because in comparison to all those kids up there, I'm old. So like to me, plus I don't want to be socializing with the people there, in all honesty. It's like the demographic of the people that watches their content would not be the demographic that I would want to reach. Excuse me. And the thing is, I know a lot of people will think, oh, I just want to get more subscribers or I just want to get more views. And you do have to be very careful about the people that you attract to your channel because it's like not everybody is a good person to follow you. You know what I mean? And how do I say this without being rude? So I love that Kai Cenat is a black, young youth, and he has gained this popularity. He's a streamer, and he's sharing his clout as he can, or whatever. However, I'm gonna be honest, I do not understand, I guess, why people follow him or subscribe to him. Specifically because I have not really watched any of his content before, or the few videos I've watched, I was very confused as to how he grew his following. And it's like, it's no shade against him, but I have to remember how old I am and that the demographic of the people he's reaching are youths. You know what I mean? Now, don't get me wrong, there are probably older people that watch him and stuff like that, but for the most part, I think it's more people that are teenagers in like 20s. But I do not understand, I guess, what his claim to fame is as far as streaming. Like, I don't understand what he was doing to grow apart from just showing up. Because a lot of times, what they say all the time when it comes to content creation, they're always like, you just got to post, you just got to post, you just got to show up. And to be honest, that could be farthest from the truth. That is not true. You have to be doing something to entertain people. I'm actually coming out with a video next week about live stream video ideas. So y'all will be seeing that from me next week. But I just really think that a lot of people think you can just get on here and not do anything, I guess. And that's the other thing. A lot of people were feeling mad, entitled, and were like crying and losing their S because they did not get chosen to be in Streamer University. And I was sitting here in confusion, like, what are you talking about? Like, it was this girl. It was so embarrassing. It was this girl who got up there. And I guess what happened was he had the auditions online and then he had the auditions in person. And what ended up happening was people did not follow the rules and the guidelines of how they were supposed to operate and stand in line. So he ended up basically shutting the whole thing down. And he explained he would shut the whole thing down if people were not following the rules. So a lot of people were mad because they drove or flew all the way there. This one girl, bro, she spent $6,000 to cut the line only for him to close the auditions. I was like, it's not funny. It's not funny, but I was sitting there like, girl, that's insane. Yeah, I don't think they were utilizing it for what it was supposed to be. They weren't. The whole point is to rub elbows. Yes, it is. Yeah, they did the most, though. They really did. You do have a good point. You're not small with $1 million. Oh, that pisses me off. Girl, facts. Hi, guys. Hope you're well. Hey, Liam, how are you? Fast forward, I got more videos than subs. Listen, it be like that. The Kais and that fella makes no sense to me. The same way the guy Aiden Ross was fascinated by him. I simply don't understand. I do not understand it either, Liam. I wouldn't join it either. He is on to something with this, but he really needs to set some ground rules on how you should behave and interact. But then again, they type lives for viral moments. Exactly. Because another person I was watching, another commentator, he was saying that basically, sure, he is putting some people on however many spots he had. I think it was like 100. However, at the same time of him putting some people on, this is also just an attention grab for him because a lot of people are going to be watching his stream. A lot of people are going to be interested in this. Some people who probably never watched him before are going to be interested in this because they want to blow up. They want to grow and stuff like that. So, you know, it was just really interesting to me seeing that happen. But anyways, back to that girl. This girl got on there and made this video on TikTok, and she was boo-hooing, ugly crying, talking about he didn't accept her in the Streamer University, right? And come to find out, she doing all this boo-hoo crying. She like, I don't know what I'm about to do with myself and all this other stuff. And people went to her channel, her page, and was like, girl, you ain't posted in a year. What are you talking about? And I was like, this is absurd, bro. Like, this is absolutely insane to me. And it was so many different people who were feeling, you know, they were like, oh, I would love to get in the Streamer University and stuff like that. And I'm not going to lie, I was nosy. Some of these people who made these videos, and I was curious as to what their content was. So I go and look at some of these people, and it's like, yeah, you may be consistent, but it's like, how do I say this? I think a lot of people don't understand the purpose of live streaming. Like, because so many people want to make money off of doing content creation and off of live streaming because Kai Cenat or I Show Speed. By the way, I am so proud of I Show Speed. Did y'all see that he performed at the freaking what's the football, the soccer thing? What's the thing that just happened, y'all? What is it? You know, the popular thing everybody was watching with the soccer. Because I can't think of the name. Anyways, he performed there, and I am so proud of him. He is like exemplary what a freaking streamer should be. Because even though, keep in mind, he went from doing a whole bunch of crazy stuff back in the day, but he ended up growing his platform, and now he goes to different countries. Obviously, he has the money to do so. But he goes to different places. He shares people's culture. He participates in, you know, the different stuff that they have. He shows the food there, the dances. Like, he's very culturally diverse where he's just sharing these different experiences of other areas and putting people on different information and stuff. And I love that. Like, I could cry. I am so proud of him. I hope he stay protected because I'm like, see, this is what I think that's like top tier streaming though. But it's like he's actually doing something worth watching versus, unfortunately, again, Kai Cenat, I don't know what he does. Like, I really don't know what his entertainment on his live stream is. I really don't. And to be honest, I think because I don't know, I think he might just react to stuff. Which is fine because, you know, I do react to stuff, even though I try to be a little creative. But my thing is, I think a lot of people think they can just sit up on the camera and do nothing and not entertain and think, oh, because these people made it, I can make it too by not entertaining. And it's like, that's not, no, like, don't get me wrong. A lot of people can grow just from sitting on the camera, but I'm not gonna lie, you have to be mad freaking pretty or like mad freaking gorgeous, like top tier caucasity. I'm not gonna lie to you because there are a lot of Caucasians, beautiful people, but I'm not gonna lie, a lot of them are boring. Like, but people be watching them. People be watching them because they have a certain aesthetic, and I completely get it. But it's very hard if you not giving something. Like, it's really hard if you not, you know, entertaining, putting on your best show. You know what I mean? Hey, Electric, how are you? She tried to end it. I simply don't understand how Kai Cenat suddenly became a huge streamer. Like, what did he do? For people to decide I need to watch him, I mean, industry plan could not be more appropriate. So, I actually do kind of agree with you, Liam. However, I think what happened was because so many people were at home during the pandemic in 2020, I believe that's when he blew up on Twitch because he was consistently showing up. And since a lot of people weren't doing anything, they decided to watch whoever was consistently showing up. And I actually made a video about this, I think on this particular channel, where I was explaining how consistency builds community. So when you constantly show up and people constantly see your face, they get used to seeing you and they make you a part of your routine. And it's really important to do that, but also leave room for people to miss you. But like a lot of times when people have nothing else going on, especially during that time, you know, people got used to seeing him and he became a part of a lot of people's routine. And I feel like that's how people blew up, especially with kids and stuff. Because I think a majority of his audience is more people that are teenagers or like 20s. So I think that's how he blew up. But again, what was he doing? I don't know. So, you know, yes, thank you. World Cup. That's what it was. I have respect for I Show Speed for acknowledging Palestine. Yes, because like he has acknowledged a variety of different issues and injustices that have gone on with a variety of different people. And I like that he uses his platform to bring awareness about a multitude of different things. I didn't really know who he was until the World Cup. Um, the only reason why I know who he is because people kept posting videos of him on Threads, and I guess because I hearted one of the videos, they started pushing more of his content towards me. And again, I don't know what he was like. I've heard that he was doing pranks and stuff prior, but as he's gotten older, he has diversified his content, and I really do like that he brings awareness. He also is more involved in different cultures. It's like I Show Speed is somebody who respects culture without being a culture vulture. And that's what I like about him. Like, he'll give credit to somebody's culture and like show and display there. It's almost like watching somebody experience lifetime culture, basically. Like, you know how sometimes they have digital museums where you can like see what's in the museum, or they'll give you a little tour and stuff like that. It's kind of like that, except he's experiencing culture in real time, and I like that. Even if I tried and didn't make it, I would use that to further my content. So even though I do not like that man, that's what DDG did. So he ended up, because I think he was a teacher there last year, but he ended up applying. He didn't get in. He was mad. But what he did was he basically connected with some of the people, some of the streamers who got accepted. And basically what he did was they exchanged information or numbers or whatever. And he was like, hey, so what we gonna do is I'm going to show you on my stream, and you are going to basically, we're going to do a Simon Says situation where I'm going to tell you to do something, and yeah, you're going to do it, and that's going to be content for both of us. So that's what he did, and it actually has been working for his channel as well as for whoever he is telling them like to do different stuff. It's kind of like a social experiment that he's doing, and I feel like that was like a great way for him to still be included in it, even though he wasn't accepted in it this year. I don't either. I only know him because Kevin Hart said his breasting. Literally, like, that was one of the few situations I heard, and then I also heard about like different controversies not related to him, but with other people in his circle. I genuinely don't think anyone knows what these people do apart from being popular, but how. Again, it's about the consistency of it all. Like, if there are a lot of people that aren't doing anything, they don't really have too much going on, they don't really have too many hobbies, a lot of people will lean towards watching YouTube. And you know, if somebody is naturally a part of their routine, they get used to seeing them show up. They get used to seeing their videos, and it's something that they look forward to. So they kind of become a part of that person's life or whatever. So it's easy for people to latch on to them if it's a part of routine, kind of. I agree. I've seen it like you got to do something fun, but also give. Right. Same here, Leo. I swear Kashima has zero charisma. the live, a the little live a chance to breathe, because I see people just be talking and don't give other people a chance to talk. This is true. Hey, Grimy, how are you? No personality. Jasmine, you really think Kai Cenat was the only person streaming in a pandemic consistently? No, he wasn't the only person streaming, but if enough people were watching him, Twitch would have pushed him to the front page. And, you know, basically, you know, when Twitch pushes somebody to the front page, a lot of people would be like, oh, who's this popular person that everybody's watching? And that's normally what happens. He was the most consistent and speed. Yeah, the video I saw had him in it. Grimy, you think he was the most consistent streamer on the platform of millions of people? Well, no, he might not have been the most consistent, but again, if enough people were watching him, then unfortunately Twitch is going to push whoever is the most watched person to the front page. I'm sorry, I had to do it. Honestly, I think Speed is the most consistent. He is, because he show up and record in real time his whole day, and to me that is so terrifying. So terrifying, because I'm like, it's a lot of people that be, and this is my thing, especially like if you're a woman. My thing is, people will be recording like in real time stuff that they do, and I'm like, bro, safety. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, to me that's so terrifying for people to just be out and about, traveling, walking around, recording in real time. People know your location, they know where you are. If somebody was crazy enough, you know what I mean? So that's one of the things I don't like about live streaming in real life, like outside in public. I remember, so it's this one commentary, well, yeah, I guess it is a commentary channel. I cannot remember that girl's name, but I've seen like a handful of videos from her, and basically she was explaining how a lot of people, especially women, will be sharing too much about their lives, and it's very easy to track their location if somebody was crazy. So she was explaining a situation where these two girls were live streaming and they were at Target, and basically I guess somebody had pushed one of the the car door mirrors in, and she was with her sister, and on the live stream you could see somebody like crouching between the car, almost like they were trying to kidnap them. So the girl was like, get in the car, get in the car, and they got in the car, she locked the doors, and she drove off instead of pushing her car door mirror open. And she was like, what's wrong, sis, or whatever. And she was like, I think somebody was trying to kidnap us. And don't get me wrong, they could have set it up to look that way. But again, it's stuff like that where it's like, people be live streaming while they out and about in real life. And I just be like, bro, safety first, okay? Some of the things I've seen Speed let happen to him, I won't let fly. Yeah, like, some people be being disrespectful. They be trying to get you to act out of character. And then they can sue him or whatever. Or try to make him look like a bad guy because they a hater. And it's like, it's just really unfortunate. And I'm not necessarily going to say that the content creation space is oversaturated, because I don't really think it is. I just think that there are a lot of people who create content, and I don't think, how do I say this? I don't think they're creating for the right reasons. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to make a bag. Everybody wants to make money. Nothing wrong with that. However, I do think you need to like creating content. You need to like it. I also think that it's a lot of people copying each other. And it's like, there's nothing wrong with being inspired, but I think that everybody needs to take inspiration and then create something based off of your own personality, because a lot of times people will try to be like other people. A lot of people don't know themselves, and they'll be trying to portray themselves a certain way or act like other content creators and stuff like that. And it's like, you know, figure out who you are and even potentially learn who you are as you go. So I even take me, for example. I've been content creating since 2012. However, I've been on YouTube. Well, actually, I've been on YouTube, I think, since like 2014, 15, on and off. It's never been like consistent until this channel and then my other channel. And I kind of had to find my footing and figure out how I wanted to handle creating or how I wanted to experiment with things. And I still experiment with stuff till this day. And however, I will say I never tried to be like anybody else because, one, it's hard to keep up trying to be like somebody else and trying to navigate social media and content creation like somebody else. I think it's really important to embrace who you are or like whatever unique qualities about yourself, that you can. You don't have to look like everybody. You can look like yourself. You don't have to dress like everybody. You could dress like yourself. You don't have to speak a certain way or even present yourself with a lot of energy on camera. It's okay to be yourself. And a lot of people try to copy other people. I don't really see anything wrong with copying ideas necessarily, unless like you copying somebody word for word, because I think that's crazy. But it's room for everybody to eat. But at the same time, again, I think a lot of people feel entitled and they'll be like, well, I be showing up all the time or I've been creating this content, but it's like, okay, has your content gotten any better? What do your thumbnails look like? Is your content captivating enough? Are your video topics even something that people would be interested in? Because I know even for me, a lot of times I'll make certain videos and I'll evaluate those videos after a period of time and I'm realizing, damn, like I made this video, a lot of people aren't watching it. And that's because they didn't care about the topic. Especially if I see that YouTube is not pushing it. I'm like, yeah, I think this is a topic that I more so cared about, which is more selfish content. And I need to focus on creating content that other people are interested in versus stuff that I'm interested in. Which is why it's so important to use the YouTube trends section of YouTube analytics. I did a whole video about that, I believe, on this channel. But yeah, like right, like save the video for when you get home, then post it. Exactly. Me too. I like to go live at my house. Same. That simply makes sense. It does. When he came out here to Oakland, it was breaking. Hella people was around, but he was looking nervous as hell. I bet he was, because I've been stressed. I think it was too many ends for him. Listen, I would have been in fight or flight mode. Like, I need to get the hell up out of here. You think I'm playing? Look it up. That boy was on his P's and Q's. Content creation as a concept is not bad. We all enjoy and consume content, but some of the most popular appear to lack any original thought. I completely agree, Liam. Like, it's very much copy and paste. For sure. Plagiarism. Most definitely. Yeah, I've noticed that too. But I just think, if you're going to create content, I think you really need to figure yourself out as you go and not try to be like everybody else. Because that's the thing. A lot of people will just act like other people or duplicate what other people are doing. And again, if somebody posts a Dollar Tree haul, you could post a Dollar Tree haul as well. If somebody posts a routine video, you can post a routine video. Somebody posts a reset video, you could post a reset video, but just don't let it be similar. Like, do your own stuff. That's the other thing. And did I make a video about this? Actually, no. I'm going to say that for a video. I'm not going to say that right now. But I just think a lot of people want to do this. People want to do content creation. They want to do streamers. They think it's easy to stream. It is not easy. A lot of people think, oh, I'm going to just hop on this camera. I'm not going to say anything. Like, I'll give you an example. When I be in the Rose Rundown live stream sometimes I have to click out of your live stream channel and then come back because for some reason, like YouTube app, it'll freeze on me or whatever. But you know how like when you can scroll other people's live streams, I'll like click out of the live stream and then I'll see the other person who's on live after you. And then like I'll click back into yours. But a lot of times, whoever it is that's after your live stream, Jasmine, for some reason, like, and again, it's nothing against those people necessarily because sometimes their live streams be popping, people be talking to them, people be saying whatever, woot the woot. But my thing is, if you're on live, you need to do something a lot of times to hold people's attention. You either gotta be yapping your trap like me, playing video games or doing something creative like Jasmine, the Rose Rundown. Because I know she'll play video games and then we'll also chat about stuff in her live streams. Or she could be coloring a coloring book and we'll be chatting about stuff. Like, you know, it's something that is keeping the discussion going, you know what I'm saying? And it also helps that we are all kind of bonded and connected a little bit because we've been consistently chatting. So sometimes people will just come in the live streams with topics and that's always a vibe. But you know, a lot of times if you don't have community like that, or like if you don't have regular people who show up for you, it can be hard, I guess, thinking of something to talk about, which is again why I always tell people, like, you know, you can hop on social media and find topics to discuss. You can find current events to talk about. You know, it don't got to be political, or you could talk about something personal as long as you're not super sharing too much info. But again, which is why I'm coming out with that video next week about streaming video ideas. But I just think a lot of people think you can just hop on here and just look at the camera. And it's like, babe, even if nobody is in there saying anything, do something. That's just like in my first live, I forced myself to talk the whole time. And I was sitting there and I was like, I ain't got nobody in here and I'm just talking to nobody, bro. But I kept pushing. I kept yapping my trap. And some people went back and watched the video though, which I did appreciate. However, it's like you really got to be entertaining. And a lot of people think you can just put your face on the camera and just stare at the camera. Like, bro, that's not. And again, it's not to be mean to people. But it's like, for example, if somebody comes into your live, you see you're not doing anything, and 5 people come into your live stream, and you're not saying anything. What's keeping them staying? If you're not saying anything to them, if you're not talking about anything, if you're not being entertaining or holding their attention. And you know, some people, for example, well, never mind, I won't mention that because I'm gonna include that in my video. But it's like, you can't just be sitting there doing nothing. Like, you gotta be doing something, man. Okay, Liam said, Grimy, you just be back to year 8 math class. I was not the least bit arsed and just copied my mate's work, to which I was met with the teacher returning my book with a red writing saying, This is pure plagiarism. Man, I remember those days when people used to like be copying off of people's paper and then they would get embarrassed in class. And then they would call their mothers on break. Embarrassing. I run across 4 to 5 videos every week that are talking about the same thing, which isn't completely bad as long as you're telling the story good. I agree because I even take some of the content that I watch. For example, this streamer university. I've been watching a variety of different videos about this topic, and different people have had different takes, which I really appreciate. I love that. Don't get me wrong, some of them had similar thoughts, but a lot of them delivered the takes in different ways into their own way. And I love that because I feel like it's really good to have different perspectives and different deliveries because sometimes stuff can get across to you differently from different, people. And this is this issue that I have with influencing as well because nope, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm going to say that for a video. I forgot I was supposed to do a video about that. But anyways, yes, I be noticing other people love they be having a lot going on. They really do. Every time them papers get sent back, man. I agree, because otherwise people gonna leave. And they will. I would never have the audacity to turn the phone on and talk, but thank the Lord you guys do. I actually find it funny because the teacher was correct. Listen, sometimes you learn after, you grow up. Like in the moment of you going through stuff when you're a kid, you be looking like, oh, this is so unfair. But then as you get older, you realize, you know what? The teacher had a point. They were right. They were right. But yeah, I just think it's a lot of, it is a lot of copy and paste. It is a lot of people doing the same thing. That's just like, I did a video about how a lot of people were saying YouTube is boring, but I was explaining that YouTube isn't the problem. You're the boring one. And basically in that video, I was explaining how a lot of people don't realize that you curate your own algorithm. So you may be sitting there wondering why YouTube keeps pushing you the same cookie cutter type of content creators and influencers. And it's because of the videos you've been watching over the past couple weeks, past couple months. It's like YouTube is going to push you what they think you're interested in based on what you've watched previously. So if you have a lot of people who create the same type of content, that's on you. That's because you keep picking the same type of boring people to watch. And, a lot of people, they'll say, oh, YouTube is boring. And it's like, no, it's the fact that you aren't opening your horizons. You aren't trying to find smaller creators or find people in other different niches and stuff like that. Which is another reason why we always talk about how vlogs are very hard to grow, because a lot of people want to watch the same type of vloggers. They want to watch the luxury people, or they want to watch the people who always get matcha all the time and eating avocado toast all the time, and people who go to Chipotle all the time. It's like, bro, do you not get bored watching the same types of people? Or the fact that, nope, for a video, I won't say it. But I don't know. I just think it's really interesting how people will blame the algorithm for certain things, and it's like, that's on you because of the content that you are consuming regularly. You could find people like me. I'm funny. Hell, I know, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna toot my own horn, but I am gonna do this. Sometimes I do be funny. And it's like, sometimes people will find me and they'll be like, oh, I mess with her, like, girl. And I'm like, yes, watch my content. Because your girl do be funny sometimes. And sometimes I be dead ass. But I found out a lot of things I'm not into through a YouTuber by the name of Deleted Villain. Ooh, let's look him up and I will check him out at a later date. Deleted Villain. Hey T Berries, how are you? It be that aesthetic. Girl, the aesthetic. Because it's like, why does everybody have white and black and gray in their house? Like, Cajun actually came out with a video, and one of the memes I believe was talking about that, how like we used to have way more. I want to say it's the video he just posted. Either was it yesterday or today you posted it, but homes used to have so much more character and personality, and now it's just white, gray, and black. That's why I'm so happy that our house is not like white, gray, and black. Because don't get me wrong, originally I wanted that aesthetic because I was like, oh my gosh, like it's so aesthetically pleasing. But at the same time, that would mean my house would be like everybody else's. You do be saying stuff like, thank you, girl. Ooh. With the avocado toast. I have never had avocado toast. Just give me some butter or some jelly, please. You do. Thank you. Jasmine, I have to disagree. I will go to sleep with the podcast on simply because it's long form and YouTube decides for the next 3 days. All I want to watch is 15 videos of that. Man, you watch one video and YouTube is like, you synced that one. Here's 30 for the next 6 months. Like, you almost have to manually go in and say, don't recommend this channel so that it won't recommend you that stuff no more. Yeah, because if you don't fit into that, you won't get pushed out. You really won't. People afraid of some color in their house. They really are. And, you know, I get it because it's what's popular. That's the aesthetic. And don't get me wrong, it does look really nice. However, everybody's houses, if they create content, start looking the same. Okay, yesterday, yes. Me neither. Avocado and toast fire. Have at it. You know what I'm saying? The restaurants ain't safe either. I just forgot to mention them. Man, listen. We can't eat no salad unless it's like, actually, I don't even know because they haven't said anything about kale, but I don't really like kale like that because it's spicy. It's a little too peppery for me. And then, I guess you could eat spinach salads because they haven't said anything about that. But I know recently I saw that they were talking about there was a recall for eggs and salmonella in certain states. And I'm just like, bro, y'all, the FDA just let themselves go. You know what I mean? And it's really unfortunate. But yeah, no garlic powder either. And it's a shame because I literally just picked up some garlic powder and I'm not going to open it for another couple of weeks just to confirm because it's like it's specific areas when it comes to the garlic powder and the eggs. That aesthetic isn't good for kids. Imagine having cream colored furniture and a child has paint on their hands. My gosh. And the thing is, I always look at some parents sideways when they have the white furniture and kids because I'm like, I hope you're not beating your kids and putting them on punishment because all kids naturally touch stuff, And why would you want? It's going back to that concept of if you doing that, just get the white plastic couches. Just get the plastic on the furniture. Just do that. Don't be looking at the kid expecting them not to touch stuff. They're a kid. They're going to want to explore and touch stuff. And why would you restrict them like that when they're developing? But some people care about aesthetic over the growth of development within their children, unfortunately. Wait, what's wrong with Canada Dry? I didn't hear anything about the Canada Dry. But I don't know, I just it's really it's something. It truly is something seeing the way, I guess, the impact of everybody wanting to create content, everybody wanting to be influencers and stuff like that. They said something about that getting recalled too. Not them messing with the pop. Oh Lord. That's crazy. Seagrams is good. It is pretty good. I ain't gonna hold you. Recently, I must say, because I will be coming out with a video about it. But I tried Fever Tree because that actually has real ginger extract in it. Y'all, that junk was a little spicy. It was a little spicy. But my husband wasn't feeling well. And I gave him some. And he was like, this junk actually worked. And I was like, yeah, because it's actual ginger in it. Because a lot of ginger ales don't have actual ginger in it. You have to get ginger beer. And Fever Tree is a ginger beer. That's something I learned in the past like 3 years. Ginger beer has actual ginger in it. Most ginger ale do not have actual ginger in it. It's artificial. Now that shouldn't matter to you, Jasmine, because you're not supposed to be drinking pop. Don't be calling me out, girl. Like, okay. So it's not. Why we gotta talk about this? It's not so much that I'm actually drinking pop. It's like I'm trying not to drink pop unless it's like pop outside the house. Like if we get food outside the house. I'm trying not to drink pop inside the house. I'm only trying to drink it if we go somewhere, and because we don't go places too often, I naturally don't be drinking pop like that. Don't get me started on ginger beer. Ginger beer is so good. I've been seeing a lot of DIY videos in IG. I be bookmarking like crazy. Bro, I'm telling you, bro, I am going to try that video you sent me today. Y'all, and again, it's big back-ish. Big back-ish, okay? So, Cajun sent me this video of this dude putting a donut in a chocolate chip cookie and putting it in an air fryer, cooking it. And I'm not gonna lie, I will be eating it. I will be eating it on the camera, y'all. I listen. We gonna go ahead. We gonna try it. We gonna try it. Cause like usually I don't be trying to do too much big backery, but at the same time, it did look quite delightful. It tastes so good from BJ's. I still need to get a BJ's card. I think I'm gonna get me one before the end of September because I think they got like a $15 discount. Exactly, Soda Fiend, the Pop Bandit, Soda Trick. Hey, not too much on me. Not too much on me. Okay, I'm done. Anywho, that sounds interesting. It does. The clock it, yes. It does. It look really good. And mind you, I usually eat donuts like 2 to 3 times a year. I try not to eat donuts too much because unfortunately, donuts is one of those things where I cannot bring in this house without me eating them within a couple of days. So I try not to get donuts often, but I will be getting it for that, and I will be testing it in the near future for sure. For sure. And it's gonna be delightful. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Oh, that just gonna be so good. Anyways, I'm salivating at the mouth and stuff. Anyways, I can I can wait. I Can I ask, do any of you have cats that look like they are about to be the main characters in a revenge movie flick? I don't have any cats. Um, I've never had a cat actually. I've only had literally my dachshund is the first pet I've had if you don't include the bugs and the pet rock. If you don't include the bugs and the pet rock, this was the first son that I had. A part of me feels like I had a fish a long time ago, but it didn't work out. It really didn't look right. The restaurant. I wish we had the store. What store? Mouthwater, let me stop, Annie is. I don't have a cat, just a fish. And Grimy, don't start. Yes, I had a pet rock when I was like 5. So first I had a pet rock and I can't remember what his name was. I feel like it was like Sebastian, and then I called him Seabass for short. I feel like that's what it was, but I could be wrong. But unfortunately, I ended up misplacing it. So as you could, I guess you could say it ran away. Then I had a pet grasshopper. For whatever reason, my grandma used to catch me bugs. Even though I don't know if she didn't know I didn't like bugs, but I tried not to offend her because I'm like, well, you tried to get me a little pet, even if it is a bug. But yeah, I had a pet grasshopper for a second and then it died. Then I had a pet ladybug, which eventually I found out it wasn't a ladybug because it turned orange. And when it got out, it bit me. And I want to say that was the last pet I had before I actually had my pet dog. Speaking of fish, how's your fish, Jasmine? Grimy, you ain't ish. That is so rude. That's so rude. Oh my gosh, the BJ store in California, we have the restaurant. Oh, I thought you were talking about BJ's wholesale, not BJ's the restaurants. I still need to try that place. I've never tried that before, but I know we have a few here. Surprisingly, she doing good. See, didn't I tell you not to start? Poor little tink tink. It bit you. Yes, the ladybug bit me, and I think it was because it wanted to get out, and it would just see me all the time just staring at it, and I'm like, I don't think it should be changing colors, so I'm thinking it's dead, and it ended up biting me when I released it to the wind. So I had a pet gecko. Oh, actually, let me Google because I'm not really a fan of reptiles personally. Let's see. Gecko pet. What they looking like? Ooh, that looks poisonous. Yeah, nope, I'm not touching that. You must go to BJ Brew House. Yeah, I'm gonna try it one of these days for sure. What do you recommend getting from there, you guys, from BJ's? Not Hopper from Bug's Life, pretty much. I haven't seen that movie in such a long time. I should go back and watch that movie. Put that on your bucket list. Let's see. Let me type that in. BJ Brew House. I want to say it's one pretty close to me. I just always forget to go there. Maybe I'll go there for my birthday. Because I was still trying to figure out what restaurant I was going to go to after I do my little activity. Yeah, it's one not that far from me. I think I'll go there for my birthday. He gonna get his A kicked. It's not that funny, but a little funny. I've had so many pets, I don't remember them all. I had cats, dogs, parakeets, and fish. You think you better than us, Cajun? Because you had a whole zoo? Like, I don't know. Like, I really wanted a lot of animals, but my mom wouldn't let me. And she was right not to let me because I'm not gonna lie. I would have probably not liked having a pet after a while because of the responsibility of it. And I know I would have probably been the only one doing stuff. So many options. I didn't really like the pasta. See, and I'm realizing that going to restaurants that are not pasta focused, I should not naturally order pasta from restaurants that are not pasta focused. Like going to Olive Garden for pasta makes sense, but anywhere else, no. Burgers are good, the wings are a must. I almost never buy wings when I go to restaurants outside the house. I usually just get a burger or whatever the specialty is at that time. I was into Gecko, but that was because I fancied the girl who owned him. Look at you, Liam. I see you. You was out here trying to geck it up. You know what I'm saying? With the gecko, okay? Pink Cadillac. Oh, is that drink you were talking about? Pink. Girl, now you know I don't be drinking no martinis. Actually, to be honest, I've never had a martini before, I don't think. I've had a daiquiri and I've had what is the other drink? I've had a daiquiri. Um, I forget what the other drink is called that I've had, but I've never had a martini before. My next pet is a corn snake. Yeah, you could keep that. You could keep that. Wow, you had a parakeet that's fancy and is the way I almost spelled the word wrong. Spelled the wrong word. I love reptiles and spiders. I love that for you. I love that for you. I love that you like what you like. You know what I'm saying? But stay the hell away from me with that. Miss me with that. It was my mom mostly. See, I love that. I love that because my mom said, hell no. Absolutely not. Jasmine, my partner, overheard you and said, she's just like you. Hey, T Berry's partner. We love that she got her a nice, wholesome. Actually, I don't really know, but hello. Long Island. Long Islands are nasty. I would have to agree with T Berries. Like Long Islands, every time I've had a Long Island, it was not good. It was not good. It was complete, like, whatever alcohol was in there, it was just complete that. And I was like, bro, I need something sweet. I need a sweet drink. Like, I need some pop in there. And people be looking at me crazy because I want to put some peach pop in my peach cooler. What's the problem? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's wrong with that? Why can't I mix it a little? And I know people be like, oh, you're not supposed to mix the cooler. You're not supposed to do it. Listen, I do it how I want to do it. Maybe I don't want to drink raw. Okay, maybe I don't want to drink raw. Just give me something to mix with. And don't. That's the thing about some of my husband friends. If you are making me a drink, what would possess you if I have expressed to you, if I have said to you, listen, I'm not a drinker. I like stuff with juice. I like stuff with pop. What makes you think, okay, let's fill the cup up with complete full of vodka and put a splash of freaking pop in it? Did I not tell you that I don't drink? And you up here just putting a splash. Mind you, it ain't a full 3-second splash. It's like, bro. And you giving me this cup. Mind you, it's a red cup. That is tall and wide. You basically just giving me vodka raw. Now, please explain yourself when I have clearly told you that I am not a drunkard. I am not a regular drinker, and you gave me this full cup of vodka. Just don't piss me off. Like, please don't piss me off. Like, stuff like that really gets me. Truly. I never had a martini either. Girl, I'm afraid, to be honest. However, I might do it for tea berries. I may just go ahead and try this pink Cadillac martini. I'm the daiquiri man. Long live. It's always sunny. I've never had a daiquiri. Maybe I'll add that to my list of things to try as well. A daiquiri. Oh, wait, no. I have had, let me see if I can find it. I have had a daiquiri before, actually. At the store. Where is it? Okay, yes. I have had a daiquiri before. My mom and my aunt, they absolutely love this brand called Dailies. And they are basically frozen pouches, but you can buy them like in the grocery store. And they have different kinds. So you basically buy the pouch, you put it in the freezer, and then you take it out and you can drink it. And it's kind of like a slushy situation. And I had one of those because they let me have one. That junk was absolutely potent, absolutely nasty. It was too strong for me. However, I probably would have liked it if I would have mixed it with something. Actually, I might have to do something with my little friends and have some of them. Actually, no. I like the truly seltzer drinks. That's probably the only alcohol I like. Apart from the Aldi wine and the the Smirnoff coolers, some of them are okay. That's probably like the only alcohol I like. Corn snakes are real docile. Yeah, yeah, you could keep that docile mother effer over there, okay? A wholesome person. I've never had that either, a Long Island. It is not good. It is not good. I'm straight, anejo, tequila, and Three Rocks kind of guy. Um, I've had tequila shots before, and it's not my cup of thing. I rather have vodka over tequila, to be honest. Raw. Yeah, cause I'm like, add something to the mix. Don't be giving me my drinks raw. Like the most thing I would mix with is probably Sprite. I would be okay with Sprite being mixed with something that made me snort or a little lime. You know, I am probably one of the few people who does not like just lime and stuff. I feel like lime is strong, like stronger than lemon to me. I had two parakeets actually, and Long Islands are not for the lightweights. I've had plenty of them in my 20s. So you just showing off that you had parakeets and we didn't. I see. Yeah, Long Islands are always very strong to me. Like, it's not my gig. Not at all. F that. Alcohol is alcohol. It all tastes like Satan's asshole. Juice just makes taste more palatable. Don't tell me it's all different. All cocktails are alcohol and sugar. Stop capping. Listen, they all taste quite strong. Quite strong. That's why when someone offers me something, I'm like, I'm gonna need you to put 7/8 juice or pop and 1/8 alcohol, okay? And let's just act like I'm really drinking. Let's just play pretend, okay? You know what? I do like Irish coffees. What is that? That's I've had coffee with alcohol in it. I remember this brand sent me some K cups and they had alcohol in the coffee. It actually was not bad, but I'm not really a fan. But I also don't drink coffee like that, so I remember the adults having dailies at the cookouts when I was a kid. Excuse me, fun times. Yeah, like a lot of people like that's older in my family be drinking the dailies, and I'm like, bro, this stuff is strong in my personal opinion. What about cut water? I keep hearing about cut water, but I've never had one before. Are cut waters good? Like, what do they taste like? Let's see, cut water. I've never had one before. Maybe I'll add that to my list as well. I don't even drink anymore. Yeah, you probably shouldn't based off of that one story you told us. Did you stop smoking, Grimes? Nah, but I smoke less. Just a blunt a day. That's a start. Proud of you, proud of you. All them sweet drink have you lose before you know it. Listen, that's why I just rather just had a juice or pop. You don't even got to put nothing in mine. I drink beer. I'm not in it for the taste. It's the effect I'm after. See, and that's what I think most people is about because I was talking to my husband about this, I think like a couple weeks ago. Hey, Casey, how are you? But I was explaining to him, I was like, bro, so beer is nasty. You know what I'm saying? It smells nasty. You know, the vibes are not vibing when it comes to beer. And he basically said, you know, beer, it can be an acquired taste, but a lot of times people drink it to get the feels of whatever, you know, to calm you or to feel however you gonna feel when you drink the beer. Cause I was sitting there and I remember we went to a couple of different restaurants and he let me taste some of his beer and I'm just like, bro, you really be drinking this trash. But you know, my husband is a social drinker, so he don't really drink like that. Compared to six. Woo! You did that, man. You went from 6 to 1. I'm proud of you. A blunt a day to keep the doctor away, bruh. That late part of what Liam said. I don't smoke though. That's what the smokers tell me. I like smoke and drink, Grimy. I gets faded, bruh. Grimy, are you still talking to that lady? Wait, what lady? Shoot, I want to know. Tell us the tea, y'all. I don't smoke. I don't either. Again, I told you I tried that hookah one time. Will never hookah me again. I'm so foolish. But anyways, I'm doing good. That's good. I'm glad. Now, Irish coffee I would try. Yeah, I feel like you would probably like an Irish coffee depending on how much they put in it. And like if you got cream in there. The lady from the club, the one that I told her to bounce, I hope she did not contact you back, bro. I really hope she didn't. And it's no offense to you, however, no. She need some self-respect if she did. No offense, but oh yeah, that one I think. No, not really. Probably for the best, because I still think if she would have kept talking to you, that probably would have been a crazy situation. Like, potentially, something could have been wrong with her a little bit, in my personal opinion. Because whenever I see something like that happen to somebody and the girl kept talking to them, something was off about them a little bit. Where they would do some crazy stuff later. You do not want to know, Liam. You do not want to know. Um, Matter of fact, about to have some right now. Got a headache. Some coffee, I mean. I hope you feel better. Last time I talked to her, I got real bored. It be like that. Man, I remember back in the day when I was in my prime dating field. And I remember, and sometimes stuff be a fluke, right? Like, you'll be thinking somebody isn't interested, but then after you talk to them for a little bit more, you realize you don't really, well, how do I say this? Sometimes you realize about some people when you're getting to know them or in the talking phase that they either don't have any hobbies. Some of these people don't have layers, or maybe they just don't feel comfortable within sharing their layers with you. Because a lot of times, I even take me, it's been a few times in my lifetime where like I would be really interested in somebody, and then when I went on a date with them, I would kind of just shut down a little bit, and it was more so because I was either in my head about something or the vibes were just off. And sometimes it'd be like that. Or sometimes I realized I was wasting my time. But yeah. Like, I love the youngins too, but to talk about them for the whole conversation, I can't do it. What you mean to talk about them? I'm an onion, not funky though, just differently. Same tea berries, just like Shrek. Cause it's like, I think it's really good if people have the layers because it's more levels to stuff, like different things about who you are as a person. Like, I didn't even notice she had any little ones. Not saying it was a problem, but damn. I mean, you are about to get to that stage where you could be stepdad. Actually, I got a question for you, Grimy. Would you be okay with being a stepdad? Or would you prefer to date somebody who didn't have any kids? I get what you mean, Grimy. I prefer to date somebody who did have kids if it was possible. I understand that. Um, yes, Shrek. Girl. I dated two people in the past who had kids, and it honestly was mm, the first one. No, no, the first one. Okay, backstory without going into too much detail. The first guy who I dated who had a kid, I was cool with his baby mama. Completely cool situation. However, I later found out that he lied about having a kid with somebody else. It was acting like it wasn't his kid, which was immediate cutoff. Because I'm like, if you are actually the father of somebody's kid, especially with my background, why would I continue talking to you and you are not taking care of your kid and you're acting like that kid is not yours? Like, I don't want anything to do with you if you can't take care of your kid. But in the other, or you take care of one kid and not the other. Now, in the other situation where I dated somebody with a kid, they actually were the sole parent, which was interesting to me because I never met a guy who was the sole caregiver of the child, but he was. And I never met that kid, but I didn't see anything wrong with it. But also, the kid was much older as well. Like, personally, before I got with my husband, I would have been fine with, I guess, dating someone with a kid or being with someone who had a kid, but it just really depends on the situation they have with their baby mama and how rude or disrespectful they are, because personally I wouldn't want to deal with no baby mama drama, but if somebody is like chill and they're okay with me being step parent, I was okay with it at that time. Um It's definitely weird for me being back in the wild after all these years, but I think I found a good match for myself. We have a lot in common for the most part. I love that. I love that. I like when people transition to a different part of their life and they end up learning more about themselves, becoming happier with themselves, and also meeting somebody else in the process. I love that. On my life, I'm not sharing anything about myself. Hobbies at work, I'm already annoyed. You are trying to talk to me and assume I care about what you had going on. That's real, Liam. That is so real. Because I will say, actually, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I am a nosy bee. Okay, I am so nosy. I actually love when people be telling me their business. If I'm being completely, truly honest, I don't care whether I know you or not. I like when people tell me stuff. Because it's so interesting and fascinating learning about people, even if it's people I'm not exactly close to. Because I like understanding the way people think, even if I know I'm only talking to you temporarily, like even just in casual conversation. But I will say it's interesting learning about people's layers and learning both good and bad about people, like the way they process information, situations they've experienced, or stuff they go through in life. Because you really realize, and obviously I know this, but it's just so interesting talking to people from different walks of life and hearing like situations they've been in. Because sometimes you really be sitting there like, man, your life is a movie, or like you could write a book. And then, sometimes I compare it to my life and it's like, dang, I really don't be doing much. However, at the same time, it also makes you a little bit grateful because you realize, like, low key, God be protecting you. Or, like, sometimes it's okay to not have anything going on. It's okay to just be present in the moment and, like, nothing be wrong. That's why I'm trying to get better about when people I haven't talked to in a minute ask me how I'm doing, or like when people want to talk with me about stuff, instead of me trying to think of stuff to say, I'm just like, I'm okay. Like, there's nothing really new to add. Like, there's nothing new going on. There's nothing bad going on. I'm just okay. And I'm happy where I am versus trying to find something to come up with to talk about. It's still a lot of people that don't have kids. It really is, because I feel like millennials, a lot of us are leaning more into not having kids at this moment, or I would say not having kids until we're actually ready to have kids. So there is hope for you guys. True. What is going on? That is crazy. No, no, none of that. We're not going to do that. In the bed. Thank you. Hold on, y'all. I'm responding to something. Uh, okay. I just don't see them because anytime somebody try to talk to them, they got a kid. Yeah, a lot of people do have kids, but there are a lot of people who don't. To be honest, I would hope she doesn't have any, but if she did, I would treat them just like my own, especially if we are very serious. I love that. I love that. I dated a lot of nerds because I'm a big nerd too, and they never had kids. T. Berry said, "Get you a nerd because they 9 times out of 10 probably don't have kids." This is very true because, from my experience, nerds usually have money, they usually have hobbies, and they usually don't have kids, so they can afford to spend money on those hobbies. From my experience of dating nerds. Like I said, I love the little ones and would love to be a father. And I love that. And I know you'll become one in the near future, man. Even though I separated from my ex-wife, I still claim her son because I was there since he was 1 and he's 21 now. I told him I didn't want anything to change between us. I love that. I absolutely love that because, you know, a lot of people will act different, but it's like if you were the sole father figure and y'all had that bond, it's like, yeah, you could still call me dad. You could still treat me the same way. Like, I'ma still care for you the same way. And I guess it depends on what age also. Like, if they are infants or small, then yeah, but if they are teenagers, that's a big decision. This is right. This is true because some teenagers are very territorial with their parents, and some of them can be disrespectful as well when they see their parents talking to somebody else. It just really depends. Takes a real man, yeah. Damn, that's sad. Let Oreo live his best life. He got the best. He alright. And they use grimy. On that note, I'm gonna give y'all 10 more minutes and I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna give y'all 10 more minutes and then I'm gonna just clock out of here because. Anyways. Anyways. But yeah, I love that you guys have concepts of things that you want. Um, I hope that you guys get what you want because I will say, a lot of times people, I'll take me for instance. Um, Look, man, I done had so many scares it ain't funny. Yeah, I'm gonna need you to wrap that junk up. Wrap it up. Be smart. Think ahead. I wouldn't know, Grabby. It's been years since I used one. Yeah, I'm gonna need you to wrap it up too. You're fresh out on the market. I'm gonna need you to wrap it up. You know what I'm saying? Be safe out here, you guys. Even though I am not a doctor, potentially even get an HPV shot if you can. Man, and the whole HPV stuff is actually mad crazy. Like my doctor last year, she was telling me, I guess, well, I don't know because I guess apparently they were pushing for a lot of people, even in my age range, to get it because I guess apparently a lot of people don't realize that a lot of people are carriers of HPV and there are so many different strands of it, but the strands can cause different types of cancers. So it was just really interesting because I'm like, when we were in school, I'm guessing they didn't know this information when we were younger because I'm like, I do not remember this being a thing. Like, I remember people talking about how you should get a HPV shot, but apparently, like, you could get oral cancers or like the reason why a lot of people have a lot of women have ovarian cancer, I believe, is because of HPV. And it's like it's crazy because it can stay dormant in you for up to 30 years, I believe. And I'm like, that's crazy. Like you could be carrying something in you that could trigger something in you years later. That's why a lot of people, I guess in their 40s, 50s are contracting certain stuff because they didn't know that they had it. And it's like, dang, something you did when you were like in your early 20s causing you issues in your 40s, bro. Crazy work. Like I forget who that celebrity was. It was this old guy, and I cannot remember what his name is, but he ended up sharing that I guess he contracted oral cancer because he was given oral and it's not funny. It is not funny. But I'm just like, that is in absolute sane. Insane. I really wish I would have got mine when I was younger, to be honest. Um Grammy, now you shopping in the Plan B lane. Also, let's keep awareness, you guys. Plan B only works if the ladies are not ovulating. If the lady is ovulating, you just wasted money, okay? So let's be mindful of when people are ovulating, okay? Because Plan B does not always work if somebody is not ovulating, and also it does not work for a certain weight limit. I don't know what the weight limit is, but there is apparently a weight limit on Plan B. Just a heads up for anybody who does not know this information. I am not a doctor, but I read a lot. Nah, rapping just takes so much work. That's crazy. Plan B on deck. Insane. And my lion is going to rip anyways. What's. I think you're getting the wrong size, okay? The last time I had a scare was 25. Grimy, how are you at your big age and still getting scares, bro? Reckless. At least I still get monthly checkup. Monthly? You must be out here, bro. Monthly is crazy. Usually people get yearly checkups. But again, it also depends on what your health situation is as well. So, yeah. Yeah, I remember when we were younger, they used to promote the HPV shot, and I really wish they would have expressed more about what it was for, because it's been more information coming out about it, and I really wish I would have known this information, because I probably would have gotten it earlier, because both men and women can be carriers in multiple ways. And it's really crazy that it can affect you in so many different ways, and a lot of people have it. And you can't get rid of HPV, so I don't get scares anymore. I barely get any cat. Anyways, I live in Cali. That is free. Ugh. Grimy monthly checkups. No offense, but how old are you? 30 almost. Oh, Grimy. Oh, there was a TikTok story about a girl with a Plan B. She was talking about how this guy, and made him pay for the Plan B. Oh, yeah, I remember. A few situations where like the women were asking, should a guy pay for the Plan B or not? And my thing is, do you want a baby or not? like if you don't want a baby, then just buy the Plan B, bro. Cause what if he ain't got the money? What if he tell you no, you just not gonna get it? I mean, you are slinging D. It's not like I have insane amounts of intercourse, but I do like to be safe, as you should. It don't take a break. Jasmine? I think the guy should. Oh, you think the guy should play for the Plan B? Liam, he's 29. I can't take it. I just think, again, if you don't want to have a kid, then pay for it. Pay for it. However, again, if you are ovulating, that junk ain't gonna help you. You are pregnant. You are pregnant. You should have thought about that before you were being fast. Okay? Like, that's why it's so important to track your calendar if you're gonna be out here raw dogging it. Don't be doing raw dogging if you not gonna be dog walking, okay? Like, get it together. Buy all the contraception to take. Listen, okay, so something that has been so curious to me. I remember when we were in health class when I was a teenager, and they were talking about how, so they were showing us the different types of contraception, right? So they were talking about female condos. And I'm really curious, like, how many women have used female condos? I'm not gonna lie, part of me almost want to try one to see what it's like. Cause it's like they really just put a big old plastic bag in your cooch. And I'm like, they fitting that whole bag in there. They fitting that whole bag in that box. Just a plastic bag grabber. And it's really crazy. And I'm like, do they even still make female condos? I want to buy one just to see what it looks like. Like, how big is that? How big is it? Just something to think about. Watch out for the ladies in their 30s, double eggs dropping in one cycle. Don't piss me off, bro. And this is the thing. I'm going to talk about it just a little tad in my body changes in my 30s. But I must say, sometimes as a woman, you be down bad. Like, just to get personal, when you be ovulating, bro, I never thought it would be like this. like, I listen, again, it's something about being in your 30s and you going through the changes and your body is literally like, do you want a baby? And I'm like, hell fuck. I'm sorry. Hell no. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cuss. I'm so sorry. But I'm just saying, like I really be sitting here in utter confusion because it be feeling like my body is betraying me a little bit and trying to get something started that I don't really want to be finished in that way. I don't want children. However, sometimes she be a little, she be like, we could, we could. And it's like, girl, calm down. Because that's not what we about. You know what I'm saying? Let's get our rocks off and go. But anyways, I don't know what it is about being at this period of time, but I could be minding my business and all of a sudden something just overwhelms me and takes over and it's like, you know what? Where is your husband at? What's he doing right now? Let's 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 just see what he's up to, you know what I mean? let's just see. And she really be doing the most sometimes and I just be like, I'm gonna need you to chill out being fast because this ain't it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna need you to chill out. I'm gonna need you to chill out. That seems like it would be uncomfortable. I do wonder, and a part of me wants to test out a female condo. A part of me does, but I feel like actually let's Google how much are they? Let's see. Female condos. Let's see. Why is it so big? Oh my gosh, it's a whole plastic bag. It truly is a plastic bag. Just a Ziploc, a cylinder Ziploc. Okay, let's go on Amazon and let's see. Let's just type that in. Huh. Not not them having Trojan her pleasure. Oh my gosh, do they show what they look like? Let's see. Oh, and it has the spermicide. Okay, can we? I hate that they don't show no pictures of what it looks like. 12 for $8. Okay, did somebody post a video? I hate how people took pictures of the box and nobody took pictures of the freak what it freaking looks like. Like that's what I want to know, what it looks like inside. Ugh. Anyways, I always thought that was wild too, Jazz. I am 8 years older. I was a philanderer in my day. At no point did I think I need to be tested monthly. Liam, you are so funny. Like a dog in heat. Girl, when I tell you, woo, 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 woo. I'm so unserious. I'm so unserious, bro. Like, I've used the Oreo berry the first time I ever went down there. Yeah. They got, oh, yeah. What's it called? Dental dams? Mm-hmm. I live by the who's. I live by who's, Liam. I hollered. Yeah, I've been there with my ex. It's wild how that happens. Listen, it's a lot. Oh, she said the F word. I'm sorry. You're like, my brain said no. And she said, yeah, pretty much. That's wild. Is it hypoallergenic? Mm, I don't think so because it has the latex spermicide in it. So I don't think so. I mean, what's the point when you can just have the implant? Implant what? People stay doing that. Yeah, dental dam. Yeah, I wonder what the implant is. I googled the female. Yes, bro. Like they look like a big old bag you stuff in the cooch. Oh, you're talking about the implant for the arms? Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. I mean, when it comes to most birth control, like some of it works and some of it doesn't. That's just like the girl. I've heard so many stories about women having an IUD and the baby being born, like getting pregnant still. Or it was this girl, I was reading this story. This girl posted on my Facebook and she was saying how she got her tubes tied and burned and she still got pregnant. And it was multiple people in that comment section saying the same thing happened to them. And I'm like, that is absolutely terrifying. You said you didn't want no kids. You burnt it and still had them tied. And somehow the baby said, if there's a will, there's a way. You know how terrifying that is? You paid money to make sure you wasn't going to have no babies. And even after the surgery, you still got pregnant. That is terrifying. I think he was talking about the Nexplanon. I tried that ish. I took that ish out. Yeah, I've heard mixed things about Nexplanon. Personally, me, I'm just on the pill. However, I'm gonna have to find a different alternative though, because my doctor was telling me, once I hit 40, I'm gonna have to think of a different alternative. Um, because you're not supposed to take it for a long period of time. And it's almost that time where I'm gonna have to switch to something else, but I don't know what I'm gonna take because taking the shot, apparently the shots cause other issues that they've been evaluating lately. So I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. I really don't know what I'm about to do, to be honest, but I do not want to be a mother. I really do not want to be a parent, if I'm being completely honest with y'all, for multiple reasons. Um, Either it's a miracle or the Antichrist. It was funny. I mean, that sounds like you birthed Jesus at that point. It was funny because somebody was like, I know y'all kids bad because they don't listen. I was like, bro, please, please. Yeah. But all right, y'all. It is time for a gal to clock out. It has been 2 hours and 33 minutes. 33 seconds. I do appreciate you guys for coming into the live. Truly. Truly appreciate it. Um, I have been debating on if I want to go live twice a week, but I think I'm just going to keep. Don't offend Liam. Bruh. Have a good evening. But yeah, I've been debating on if I want to go live twice a week, but I'm still on the fence. I'm thinking, I feel like, okay, let me know. Thursdays are still good for you guys, yeah? Thursday nights. Because sometimes I'd be like, ooh, I could go live, like, at. Because sometimes, well, it really depends if I got to work. Because I feel like there are some weekends where I could probably go live on like a Saturday morning or something. It's only 2 hours. Felt like 30 minutes. I think it's because I don't know. I can't remember what time you came in because I feel like I was live for like 45 minutes when you came in. Liam was like, that's the worst UK accent ever. Probably. And she brought the accent back. Man, listen, I be trying. That Harry Potter got me. But yeah, I'll let y'all know if I do end up going live like randomly one day on a Saturday morning or something. Y'all probably gonna be asleep though or busy. Cause I liked when I used to go live on a Saturday morning. It was just convenient. But I also work most weekends, so it just really depends. I could probably do it once a month. But anyways, I hope y'all have a great night. I'll be seeing y'all again soon. Stay blessed, stay positive. I appreciate y'all. And yeah, I hope y'all have a great weekend. Stay safe, stay hydrated. And yeah, wrap it up. You know what I'm saying? But all right, love y'all. Bye.